Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is the second video on recurrent decimals to fractions. Let's get started. So we've already seen how to convert between recurrent decimals to fractions in a previous video done a while back, but we'll go over this again. Okay, so here there are a couple of objectives. So we start off with this number 0.35 recurring. Any digit that is recurring will have a dot on top. So this number is 0.35, 35, 35, and so on. So the first step, we let x be equal to 0.35 recurring. Now the second step is to identify, okay, what is actually recurring, or are there any non-recurring digits after the decimal point? In this case, yep, I'm going to underline the recurrent digits over here. So it's only the 3 and the 5 recurring. Okay, so I'm going to use one multiplication. And I'm going to use one multiplication to get another number, which will only have the numbers 3, 5 after the decimal point, 3, 5 recurring. Since there are two digits that are recurring over here, I'm going to multiply by 100. So 100x is equal to 35.35 recurring. The third step is to subtract the two. So 100x, take away x, will give me 99x. And here I'll have 35.35 recurring is equal to, this will be minus 0.35 recurring. And when I do that subtraction, all of the recurrent digits after the decimal point will cancel each other out to give you 35. So at this point, yep, I have 99x is equal to 35. I divide both sides by 99. In this case, the fraction cannot be simplified, so I shall just leave it as it is. X is equal to 35 over 99. Now, in this scenario, we have 0.135 recurring. So here, there is a non-recurring digit. The non-recurring digit is 1. So this is non-recurring. Now, when you have a non-recurring digit, you have two multiplications. So there's an additional step. So the first step, okay, let x equals 0.135 recurring. Okay, now the multiplication is done to isolate the recurring digits. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to multiply x by 10 because there's one non-recurrent digit in the 10th place. So 10x will be 1.35 recurring. So what have I done? I've got these two numbers which are recurring to be after the decimal point. So I only want the recurrent digits after the decimal point. But that's not enough. I need a second number. So I have to do the two multiplications. This is the first multiplication, right? And then I need a second multiplication. Okay, now what determines what do I multiply by? Look at this: units, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. This number is in the thousandths place, so I'm going to multiply it by 1,000. So 1,000x is going to be 135.35 recurring. Again, after the decimal point, I've got the 35 recurring, and that's my second multiplication. Okay, Now, the next step, so there's just one additional step here. There might be some simplifying later, yeah, but we'll look at that in a bit. Yeah, there will be some simplifying later, I think. Actually, no, there might not be. So we do the same thing, 1000x, take away 10x, and that's going to give me 990x. On this side, I will have 135.35 recurring. There's a lot of background noise today. Take away 1.35 recurring. So all of the recurring digits cancel out. So here I'll demonstrate these will all become 0. Same here, 0. And this will become 134. So I have this 990x equals 134. Yeah, they will be simplifying. Divide by 990. X will be 134 over 990. And let's see. I cannot divide it by 4. I'll divide it by 2. Because both of them are even. So this will be 67 over 4, 19, 95. Okay, that's this one done. Right, so we look at this again. Here I have a single recurring digit after the decimal point, so this will be just one multiplication. So x is equal to 0.2 recurring. It's just one recurring digit in the 10th place, so multiply by 10. 10x is 2.2 recurring. Okay, third step is to do the subtraction. 10x, this is for a single recurring digit, so this is just one multiplication. And why did I multiply by 10? Because this is in the 10th place. Okay, now 10x is equal to 10x, take away x, it'll give me 9x, and then 10x is the same as 2.2 recurring, take away 0.2 recurring, which will just give me 2. So 9x is equal to 2. Write it down here and then divide by 9. So x is 2 over 9. Okay, now here I'll just break it down further. So if I was to write down, if I look at this, these two are recurring, this digit is non-recurring, so there's going to be an additional step. Okay, so the place values are such, so units, decimal point. I'm going to write the blue one for this, tenths. The others I'm going to write here, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, so why did I write this in blue, the tenths? Because the non-recurring digit is in the tenths place. So, and I'll come to that in a bit. So I start off with x is equal to 0.152 recurring. The non-recurring digit is in the tenths place, so that's going to be my first multiplication, multiply by 10. Yep. Sometimes you have two non-recurring digits, but I don't think I'm going over that example in this case. I might erase it and do it in the next one. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. And then because there is a non-recurrent digit, I have to do two multiplications. So this is my first multiplication. Okay, and then I have to do a second multiplication now. Okay, And then the second multiplication will be by the last place value over here. So this is in the thousands place, so I multiply by 1,000. It's 152.52 recurring. And then I'll do the subtraction. You get 990x. And this will all become 0. 2 take away 1 is 1. So you got 990x equals 151. Write it down as an equation here. Divide both sides by 990. So x is equal to 151 divided by 990. Okay, and then we'll look at these questions here. So I am not going to go in great depth as I did previously. Yep, I've got the only difference is here it doesn't start off with a 0 again. Here there are two recurrent digits straight. There's no non-recurrent digits, so there's only going to be one multiplication. So this last place value is tenths, hundredths. So I'm going to multiply just by 100. So first step, x is equal to 2.13 recurring. Just one multiplication. So 100x is 213.13 recurring. Okay, then we go on to the subtraction. 100x minus x will be 213.13, because 100x is 213.13 minus 2.13. And these two will give you 99x is equal to 211. So this will become 0, 0. 3 take away 2 is 1, then 2, 11, 4. So yep, 99x is equal to 211. You cannot simplify this, I think. Divided by 99. So x is equal to 211 over 99. Now we can convert this into a mixed number. Okay, so let's see, 99 times 2. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18 at 119, 198. So 99 goes into 211 2 times, which is 198. And then if you subtract that, so I'll just do the borrowing here. So that'll become 11, and then that'll become 10. Oh, it was in blue. So 11 take away 8 is 3, 10 take away 1 is 9, 1 take away 1 is 0. So we have a remainder of 13. Quotient of 2, and you're dividing by 99. So we write it as a mixed number, and I'm going to write it in this form, QRD, which is 2, 13 over 99. Okay, and that would be our mixed number. Okay, now the last one. Here we have only one recurring digit, which is the 3, which is in hundredths place, and we have a non-recurring digit, which is in the tenths place. So they are going to be 2 multiplications. So first, x is equal to 2.13, and the 3 you'll have the dot. So the first multiplication, here we only had 1. I didn't bother writing that. So here we have 10x, because this one, the non-recurrent digit, is in the tenths place. So it'll be 21.3 recurring, and the other one we will have, so that was the first multiplication, so let me just write first, and the second multiplication will be 100x, which will be 213.3 recurring. So you do 100x minus 10x plus 90x plus 213.3, take away 21.3. The 2 recurring ones will cancel each other out. 3 take away 1 is 2. That'll be 19. So 90x is 192. Here I'm gonna write it down. And then we divide both sides by 90. We can simplify here. So let's do blue. They're both even, so let's divide it by 2. $96, and here is 45. 45 goes into 96 2 times, remainder 6 over 45. I can simplify this further actually. Divided by 3. So this will be still 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Okay. One last example, right? Oh, could I just take a copy of this? There we go. Right, I'll go one example where we have a number, let's say 2.1, actually let's 0.1325. Here we have 2 non-recurring digits after the decimal point. Yeah, so can you see that? 2 non-recurring digits. So here I'm going to multiply it by 100. Yep, so there'll be 2 multiplications. This is 10th, 100 thousandths, and this will be 10 thousandths. So first step, x is equal to 0.1325, and then we'll have 100x, because there's two digits that are non-recurring, and it's in the hundredth place, so that'll be 13.25. That's your first multiplication, and your second multiplication will be by 10,000. So 10,000 x is equal to 1,000 325.25. I forgot the recurring dots. And then we do the subtraction. Ooh, 100x. One 1,325.25 subtract 13.25 and the recurring. Let's get the dots right. I love disturbances today. Okay. So 2, 1, okay, 1312. 9,900 x. Now rewrite that and then divide so we get this. It can be simplified. I might use a calculator for this one. Right. 457. No. So I think I can divide it by 4. Yeah, I can divide it by 4. So 1312 divided by 4 is 328 over 4 is 2475, 2475. I don't think this can be divided any further. Okay, and that's basically it. That's how you do it. So this is how this is a more detailed video on the steps on how to convert recurring decimals to fractions. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.